Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michelle from Divisions of Program Promotion. Welcome to Utah Live Webinar. Glad to see you all here. Today our topic is about faculty preview, Faculty of Creative Industry. Our speaker today is Mr. Tinawan from Faculty of Creative Industry, Sungai Long Campus. He also is our Deputy Dean about Academic Development and Undergrad Program. He's a graduate from UNN UK, Master of Marketing. After this topic sharing, there is a Q&A session. If you have any question, please click the Q&A button below the screen here. Due to the time limit, we may not able answer all the questions. Only the selected questions will be answered. Zoom is our main platform. At the same time, we are live on our official Facebook page, which is Utah for You. If you have any friends haven't registered yet in our Zoom, don't worry. Please do join us at Facebook page Utah for You. All right, now let's welcome our speaker today, Mr. Tinawan.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. My name is Tinawan, as introduced just now by Michelle, and I'm here to give you a brief about the Faculty of Creative Industries. You'll be quite interested in some of the programs that we have to offer you. I'll move on to the second slide. I will start with some simple questions to all those who are listening in. If you are a person who like to tell stories, I mean, any kind of stories, even ghost stories, or maybe you like to create games, not just play games, right? Playing game is one end of the game, but to create games for others, maybe you are interested in doing that for the next stage of your life. Or perhaps you want to be a journalist, like the ones that you can see in CNN, those who cover Donald Trump's stories or cover our Malaysian Prime Minister's stories or human interest stories. So again, it's all about writing stories, right? But this is in the form of writing for the newspapers and also for online newspapers. Or maybe you are very crazy about advertising, you like to do things in a very creative way, entertaining way, then perhaps advertising could be one of the areas that you might be interested in. Or maybe you like to design and be a very clever designer, design all kinds of things, including clothing designs, set designs, conference design, designs, there's so many actually. Or maybe you wear, a coat and tie and promote an organization. You are like the spokesperson of the organization. Maybe that is what you want to be. You like to meet a lot of people and talk to a lot of people. Or simply you love kids. Now, some of these questions that I am prompting are the things that we do in our Faculty of Creative Industries. Now you'll also see that and also understand that we got two parts in our brain, right? One is called the left brain. The other one is known as the right brain. So we in the Faculty of Creative Industries actually are involved in the development of your right brain. Your right brain is where creativity happens. So all the things that I mentioned just now regarding whether you want to be a writer, or whether you want to be a game maker, it all comes from the right brain, okay? Now, moving on to the next slide. Basically, what we do in the faculty is to train every of our students to ensure that they can think and think creatively. You see, a lot of things in life requires creativity to solve problems, how to create a flying car, how to get rid of petrol so that the world will be a cleaner place to live in. So a lot of things in life today is driven by creativity, right or not? And not only creative thinking skills, but we also will develop technical skills. Technical skills will be all the softwares that are available today to help you in creating what you wish to create. So there are so many softwares from Adobe Suite to Photoshop and many more multimedia tools that you will be exposed to once you join us. And of course, we will ensure that you are always thinking forward and positively looking at new way of doing things, new way of running a game, for example, new way of doing advertising, for example, new way of telling stories in the newspapers, for example. And of course, we'll also teach you how to work as a team. I think all of you know that we live in the world, we are all social beings, right? So without working with each other, we can never achieve anything actually. So we'll also teach you how to work together in teams to create all the things that you want to create in the field of creativity. And right in the middle, you see an apple there actually. That K represents not K for apple, but here the K here represents knowledge. So we will provide you all the required knowledge and skills that will help you to become really a creative person, and who is not only creative, but also very innovative and very, very progressive. Now, in our faculty, we have 5 broad areas that you can actually decide to choose and specialize in. The first one is the media studies field. The media studies field covers all aspects of media. Media here actually refers to from any platform that allows communication. So even Facebook is considered to be a medium. Your Twitter is also a medium because it is from that platform that you communicate your ideas, your thoughts, or share pictures, or share your views, etc., etc. And we offer 2 programs that can help you in this area. One is known as the Bachelor of Communication Honors Broadcasting. The other one is known as the Bachelor of Media and Creative Studies. I will go deeper in the next slide. The other area that we offer for students would be graphic design. So this would be for those who have ambitions in design technology, and in designing all kinds of things. And we offer 2 programs, 2 wonderful programs, that is Bachelor of Arts Honors Graphic Design and Multimedia, and the other one is the Bachelor of Arts Honors Digital Animation. The next area that you probably can think of would be game studies. In this, we offer 2 broad areas, Bachelor of Arts Honors Game Design and Bachelor of Science Honors Game Development. The next one would be mass communication. In this area, we offer you 2 programs, corporate communications program, and the other one is journalism in Chinese media. The next one will be early childhood, Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. So there are basically 5 broad areas, and now I will go into each of the areas in a more detailed manner. Now, before we go into each area, perhaps I should just give you an overview of the degree programs in general. All our degree programs are 3 years, and if you take a longer while, you can go up to 5 years to complete the studies, right? Maximum allowable is 6 years, but I'm sure all of you can complete within 3 years. Nobody wants to take longer than 3 years, right? And of course, you need to enter the program with MUET, which is actually Basic English, Band 3. And the total graduating credit hours, that means the total credit hours that you will have to obtain in order to graduate would be between 120 to 125 credits. Now, credits here actually refer to subjects. Later, I will explain more on that. Number of trimesters. The 3-year period that I just mentioned, it will be 9 long trimesters and 3 short trimesters, right? When I say long means in 1 year, there are 3 trimesters, 2 long trimester and 1 short trimester. A long trimester is usually 14 weeks long, right? You can round it up to, let's say 3 months. So the long trimester is about 3 to 3.5 months. In total with the exam, it takes about 15 weeks. The short trimester is usually 7 weeks long. Together with the exam plus 3, there will be about 10 weeks. So in 1 year, you cover 3 terms, 2 long terms and 1 short term. Now, in terms of assessment, how would you be assessed? A lot of students are very worried or very stressed on the exam and the kind of requirements. But don't worry, at the Faculty of Creative Industries, we emphasize more on coursework or hands-on work rather than exam. As all of you know, the fields that I just mentioned, writing stories, journalism, doing an animation film, or doing a short story, or doing a documentary, all these actually involves a lot of hands-on, not so much really memorizing an exam. So what we have done in the faculty is to kind of reduce the coursework, reduce the final exam to about 30 to 40% and emphasize more on the coursework. And generally the coursework is around about 60%, right? Industrial training is compulsory. It's 1 trimester. And I think this is very important so that you can get an understanding of actually how the real world works out there. And every student will have to do a final year project. And this final year project actually involves creating an output. Like for example, if you are in the games degree program, you will have to create a short, maybe a 20 minutes playable game. It may not be the perfect game, but at least it should be playable for about 20 minutes, right? If you are in the field of broadcasting, perhaps you can produce a documentary, right? A documentary about 20 to 25 minutes full. So that would be what we term as a final year project. So the final year project is the culmination, or it is like the capstone, or it is the finale of all the things that you have learned, and you put it together to create that particular output that you are specializing in, right? And of course, the final year project is compulsory and you must pass it, right? Because that will prove whether you have that skill, the knowledge, and the ability in that field that you have chosen. Let us go to broadcasting. Broadcasting. The thing about broadcasting simply means you will be in this field where you will be creating short films, television advertisements, maybe radio programs and radio advertising, sitcoms, drama, even comedy dramas, music videos, video casts, podcasts. So if you like to handle cameras and you like to tell stories by filming, by videotaping, you are interested in music videos, you're interested in all these technical aspects of production, then I would recommend that you can join the Bachelor of Communication Broadcasting program, which is a 3-year program, and you learn all about filming. You will learn all about how to do videos for television, videos for online engagement, right? Videos for organizations, and you also will learn how to do audio for radio podcasting and radio transmission, right? And you of course can join as a production assistant or as a producer. You can work in the television, you work in the radio, you can also work in the online, online radio and the online what you call television casting. So there's a lot of good scope in this particular field. Or you may want to choose something more general like Bachelor in Media and Creative Studies. Bachelor in Media and Creative Studies is a mixture of broadcasting, a little bit of advertising, a little bit of journalism, a little bit of corporate communication. So it is a mixture of a few areas. So instead of you want to specialize just in broadcasting, Maybe you want to be more general in the way you want to organize your career. So you may want to do media and creative studies, where you do a little bit of broadcasting, a little bit of advertising, a little bit of corporate communication, and a little bit of journalism and public relations, right? So it's a very interesting field, actually. And you can see some of the pictures here. Our students are, very engaged in all the production work and organizing. I think a lot of young people love this hands-on kind of work. So if you like all this, then this would be definitely your choice. And this particular slide shows you our exciting students, very excitedly recording a particular event here. Most likely they are recording a drama perhaps here, and you have them in the recording studio. We have quite a number of recording studios that you can actually you make use of to do all your recordings that you want to do for your assignments and so on. All right. Now, again, in this field of broadcasting and media and creative studies, you'll also be exposed to advertising. Now, advertising is also a big industry in Malaysia. You can become an advertising copywriter. You write ideas for television advertisement. Like this was done by a student, Kellogg's. For Kellogg's, it was done by our own student, and he wrote a story about how Kellogg's is a mother to all mothers, right? As you know, Kellogg's is the breakfast cereal, and how mothers have been feeding their children with breakfast cereal, and how these children have grown to become useful citizens of the world. So this is what we term as a storyboard, and then this can be converted to then a shooting script, and then a film can be produced out of this idea, right? And they also get to produce a newspaper advertisement like this one for Egg Chong. Egg Chong, I think all of you know, is our local coffee company, right? It's an advertisement to promote Egg Chong's Black Strong Coffee, okay? And this is another piece of work done by our broadcasting student, who also do a little bit of advertising. And over here, you get to see them produce an advertisement for Nissan Leaf, which is an environment friendly car. It works on electricity, right? It doesn't use petrol. And all the broadcasting students, they are also required to do a final year project. So they come up with a final year screening project. So they come up with a poster like this. And these are the people, some of the students who are behind their final year project, where they showcase all the films that they have produced in the final year. So these are some of our students who have completed their final year project for broadcasting. This is one of the later or earlier, or the most latest what we term as final year project, online film fest. So what they do actually is they show all these films that they have produced, videos, documentaries. Normally they rent a public place, and then invite public to come and see and view what they call the film. It's free. And this is one way to showcase their work and to show how well that they have done. So this is basically for the field of broadcasting, media, and creative studies. Now I shall move on to the field of designing. So if you like designing, we offer two. One is graphic design, the other one is animation. Now let us take a look at graphic design first. Graphic design will focus on design work. Like in this case, I'm showing you a picture of a student's work where the student actually used the Chinese zodiac animal, the Chinese calendar zodiac animals, and convert that into real human-like creatures. This is one of it. Another one of this, the same student. It's quite interesting how they can humanize, make it as though that these creatures or animals, they are like human beings. And you can see that they do a good piece of work actually. our students are pretty good at their graphic work. So if you would like to be in the field of drawing and designing, then graphic design will be definitely an excellent what they call degree for you. And graphic design will also expose you to both drawing using your hands and also drawing using software. So we do both. That means we do the hands-on normal hand-drawn pieces. We also will teach you how to make use of software to help you to draw and paint. Okay, so you learn both the technology and the non-technology aspects of designing. And we also have photography included in the graphic design program. And therefore, you can see here that this is photography done by one of our students. The photography is also an important part of design work. Photos are definitely part of design work. And photography is definitely an important course that is offered in this particular program. Now, for animation, those who are interested in animation, then the program will focus a lot on creating short animation pieces. But the important thing is that you must have good stories to tell. You must be able to draw. Of course, we will have software to help you to draw, but you must have some fundamental ability to draw characters. As you know, animation is all about creating characters, right? And then telling a story around that character, just like the Japanese manga and all those. But of course, we don't want you to copy the Japanese manga or the Japanese animation pieces, but we are hoping that you will create your own style of animatics, right? So we hope that we can coach you to do that. Now, we also get the students to design product packaging designs, web design. So these are some examples of web designs that are uploaded into the Instagram, and also design for packaging design for, in this case, a fruit juice, for example. So these are all design works of our students. You can see how neat the students have done the work. We will ensure that the quality of the work is up to the best and up to the level of the industry. The graphic design department has also organized collaborative arrangement. Recently, we organized this last year an international art exchange between our university and the Angelo State University, USA. What we do is that they send down their art pieces, we send our art pieces up to US, and we have an exhibition. So the US students can see the art pieces of our Utah students, and we get to see the US students' art pieces. This is good because, you know, when you talk about art across culture, the students in the US may do things differently in terms of their art. And, you know, the Asian way of doing things may be differently. So this art exchange is a very good idea because you can pick up a lot of new ideas, a lot of new design ideas, a lot of new approaches, a lot about new styles and so on. And not only the graphic design, they have a lot of talks from the industry. All our departments, all the departments and all the degree programs, we always get industry people to come and talk to you because they are the real experts. We as academicians, we have industry experience, but it is also good to have someone who is currently in the industry to come and talk to you and tell you what are the things that you need to do to ensure that you are up there and in touch with the industry and doing things according to the standards that are expected in the industry. Okay, so this is one example of a recent talk that we organized for graphic design students. This is the final year project for the graphic design school. So similarly, like the broadcasting, they too have to come up with an exhibition, and then they invite the students and staff and the public to come and look at all the artworks and look at all the animation films that they have produced, and also the other design and advertising work that they have produced. Okay. Now we proceed to the digital games section. A lot of us play games, but maybe those who are playing games, especially young people like you, may be interested in creating games for others. So if you have got this burning sense, burning desire to create games, then you should join this department in our faculty. And you can either take game design or game development. Let me quickly tell you what's the difference. Game design will focus on the design, like creating the character, coming up with a story, the background color design, the level 1, level 2, level 3, the level of the game. So that the game design will focus a lot on the aesthetics, the design, the level, the challenges, right, and the characters, and what the game is all about. Game development actually is more focused on programming. So you need to have decent ability in mathematics, right? Because you do a little bit of calculus because you're doing programming. Now, programming is important because without programming, you can't make the game move. So you need to learn all the coding and all those computer language. So game development is for those who are more analytic. If you're very analytic and if you're very good with your mathematics and you're very precise with coding, and then that would be the program that you should take. But then even though you're doing game development, you also learn about design. So usually both the students in both the programs, they work together actually to eventually create the game, because you can't create a game without programming. So we have both put together, right? So some of the things that happen in this department would be like, they explore virtual reality, right? Virtual reality is an in thing now. So the department is actually looking into virtual reality games, and now we have got a lot of things happening in that area. So if you're interested, you can join and explore virtual games and come up with creation of virtual games. This is some example of a game created by our student. You can see the little gun there in the middle there. So this is like shooting the cubes, right? All right. This is an example. Right? And board games, although it is more fashionable to create online games, but of course we also teach students to come up with board games. So they create the board games, and then from the board games, they convert that into either an online game or create into a game that can be played on mobile or online, okay? And as usual, like all departments, the game department also will take you to visit some of the game studios where they create the games. It's good to get in touch with the people in the industry. Good to know what's happening there and also make contacts with them for future job opportunities, right? And we move on to the next area or next set of degree programs. One is corporate communication, the other one is journalism. Now, corporate communication generally is about more towards promoting the organization. So you become like the spokesperson for the organization. You can be working for companies like IBM, Petronas, or you may be working for Nestle, and you are the front man or front women. You are the person who will, meet with all the guests of the organization. You will write speeches for your chairman. You will organize events for your company. Sometimes companies launch their new products. You will be involved in the launching of the product, organizing the entire event, from inviting the newspapers and to then setting up the stage for the launch, writing the speech. Is also quite an exciting feel actually. And the important thing in corporate communication is that you must be an extrovert, meaning someone who can meet people, who is brave to meet people, talk to people, and be able to write and be friendly and to promote the company that you're working with. Okay, so that's corporate communication. So under corporate communication, some of our students have worked with non-profit organizations and come up with charity events. So the students actually raise funds and then create the event. Like this one, they were doing a charity event for the children of Guma Cherries, and they actually came up with a lot of interesting activities to cheer these kids and that extra money they donate it to the charity home. So this is one of the events that the students have done. They also have done other activities like raising funds for other charitable events, environmental events, and so on, right? Now, the other program that is offered under MASCOM is the journalism in Chinese media. Now, journalism in Chinese media is 70% conducted in Mandarin and 30% in English, right? The rest of the programs are 100% in English. Only this one, 70% in Mandarin and 30% in English. So students who are good in Mandarin and would like to write stories for Mandarin media, newspapers, magazines, Mandarin news station, Mandarin radio station, you can actually join this program and become a journalist where you get all kinds of stories so that these stories can then be televised or can be broadcasted, right? And the students in this broadcast, in this journalism program, are very active. They actually have an online newspaper, as you can see it here. If you can read it, you can understand this. So they have their online newspapers and they write stories, whatever interesting stories in and around campus and also outside campus. These are some more examples. They have also published some articles in the media outside there, in the Mandarin media, in the Mandarin newspapers, right? And yeah, some more of the online newspapers that they have. And they call this as UClick. Their online multimedia newspaper is known as UClick. It's quite innovative newspaper, right? And it's quite interesting. And finally, we have one more program for you, the early childhood education. Now, this is a program where we have students joining this program who want to teach young people to be useful and contributing citizens of the country. See, young people needs to be coached, and they need to be coached creatively. They need to be taught creatively. Everything happens when we are young. So at a very young age, if we are given the right direction, the right motivation, the right vision, the right knowledge, then that child can grow up to be a very powerful, innovative, and very, very progressive, contributive citizen of the country. So it's a very important program. But of course, you must like kids, right? If you are not so keen in taking care of kids, then it can be a problem. Now, this is a very popular program for especially girls. They like to join this program. As you know, girls have within themselves what we term as the motivation to be a mother, right? Yeah, they have the sense of motherliness in them. So this program actually teaches or rather trains our students to become good early childhood or preschool teachers. And they teach a lot of creative things to our students so that the students can teach the young people to be creative, to be knowledgeable. So they actually have a lot of courses to ensure that these students who take this program will be able to coach young children to be good in their English, to be good in their mathematics, to be good in their art, to be good in their speech, to be good in behavior, right? To be good in what they call discipline and so on. So as you can see here, these are some of the student works and for this particular program. All right, some more of this particular program, right? Some of the art pieces that we help our students to learn so that they can teach the students when they become preschool teachers, right? Right. And this program also will teach them how to take care of children, you know, how to give them first aid if there are problems, if there are emergency, right? As you can see in this slide. And this program also will make the students organize events with the kindergartens. Right? We jointly organize with the kindergartens and ask them to come over to our campus, and we have events for them. So again, Even the early childhood education program is very hands-on, you know, although of course you need to study some theories, but it's very hands-on, giving you the skills, the knowledge, and the ability to handle young children and coach them well, right? In terms of the equipments and facilities that we have full-fledged facilities. For every course, we have all the facilities that you are hoping for. For example, we have Mac Lab with the latest Apple Macintosh computers, which contains all the latest software, design software, film editing software, audio editing software, right? And the full suite of creative softwares there. So we actually offer these labs, all these labs and photo studios and art studios, audio studios for the students. They just need to book. You don't have to buy any equipment. All the equipments are provided. You want to shoot a film, you can borrow our HD cameras, right? You can borrow our lighting system, our mic system, our sound system. You can make use of the audio recording studio to record your music video, right? You can use our drawing room to do your drawing pieces, or a photo studio to do photography, right? You can use our game studio to do your game designing, game development work. We also have got a studio for early childhood, where you can actually practice on how you create activities for small children, right? So in terms of facilities, we are fully equipped to support all the hands-on work that is given in the programs that I just mentioned, okay? Now, we also have external examiners and industry experts. Now, this is actually a picture of some of our external examiners and people from the industry who come to visit us on a yearly basis, or at least 2 years once, to tell us how we can improve the program. A lot of them are from overseas, from UK, Australia, Taiwan, and also from locally as well. Now, these external examiners, they actually will evaluate, talk to our students, talk to our staff, look at our program, look at our student work, and tell us how can we do better. Because in life, we always need to do better. It is never good enough. It is never good enough. So we need international personalities in the form of external examiners and industry experts to tell us what can we do more and better for the students, so that when the students go out to work, they are ready for the work, you know, that there is no doubt that they can perform according to the expectations of the industry that they are going in, whether it is in the field of broadcasting, or whether it's in the field of advertising, or in the field of communications and public relations, corporate communications, journalism, or even in the field of early childhood education. Now, we are well supported by many people from the industry, and we must say a big thank you to all these big names in the industry: TV3, Asia Tropical Films, Think Tank, Astro. These are the people who support us to absorb our students, not only for industrial training, but also for future work. And we have some more. This is just a short list of them. There are many more that I can't show you, but these are the people who have been supporting us. So it simply means that the programs that you're joining us are well supported by the Malaysian industry, relevant to the field that you have chosen. And we are also well supported by people from the industry who come to give talks to you, spend time, especially this precious time, to tell you what you need to do to be better in the field that you're specializing in, okay? And of course, nothing is enough. Whatever I say, there's a lot more that I want to say. As you know, knowledge is a huge ocean. So you want to know more about us, you just go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/UtahFCI, and you can follow our Facebook page and you can see all the happenings in our faculty. We are quite a happening faculty in that sense. As you know, this field that we are talking about, this field of creativity, is a field which requires people to be young at heart. You may be old, doesn't matter. You need to be young and younger at heart. You need to be full of energy. You need to do 1,000 things at the same time. You must be able to multi-skill. You must be, most importantly, creative, progressive, and innovative. That is the most important qualities that you must have. And don't worry, we will ensure that you, after 3 years with us, will become not only creative, but progressive, and most important, successful in your future life. So if you want to know more, drop in a line, follow our Facebook, or you can contact me, and I would like to wish you all the very best, and hopefully you will select us for your next course of your study. Thank you and best wishes from the Faculty of Creative Industries, University Tunku Abdul Rahman.
Yeah.
I'll hand over to Michelle. Yes.
Right, thank you, Mr. Tenawan. Right now, we are open for the Q&A sections. Yeah, you can click the Q&A button there, share your question over there. Okay, we can see one question here. How are the courses in the program evaluated with the reference to coursework and exam?
Okay. As far as the programs are concerned, as I mentioned just now, we actually emphasize coursework. So all courses that you study in any of the program are generally 60% coursework, which means you will do hands-on work. Hands-on work is generally on the average 60%. But if it is a very technical subject, let's say the subject title is video production. Obviously, video production cannot have an exam. So the video production course would be 100% coursework. So if you take it seriously to produce the assignment, and usually the assignments will involve something that is current, we may actually ask you to go and perhaps talk to people and how they are leading their lives during the lockdown, the MCO lockdown with the COVID-19. So you can do an interview piece with people, how they spend their time fruitfully while staying at home. So that is a very live project, very current project. So our projects are not obsolete. Our projects look at what is happening currently, and we'll ask you to go and do some video work on it. If it is a video editing, or it's a video production course, right? Let's say if it is, let's say communication theory, that's a theory paper, right? So theory paper, generally we keep the exam to be 40%. And the hands-on will be about 60%. Even in theory papers, we still emphasize hands-on, because we believe theory is not theory. Theory is actually practice that becomes theory. So that's why we always emphasize, even in the theory paper, 60% what they call coursework. And exam, well, you need to remember certain theories and certain principles. So we put that to about 40%. So that is how we divide the portion between exam and coursework. So in combination, normally we evaluate you in terms of adding both. So you've done not so well in exam, doesn't really matter. If you've done extremely well in your coursework, then in total, you should be able to do very well for the paper. So this is exactly how we organize our assessment for the courses that we offer in the various degree programs.
Okay. So the next question will be, what is the starting salary generally in the creative industry?
Okay, it's a good question. I remember many years ago when I landed a job in the field of advertising, they offered me 655 Malaysian ringgit. I don't know why it was at 55. But that was like, 15, 18 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Because in the creative field, they want to see you whether you accept even low pay, because the low pay won't remain there. They want to see how you perform.
Yes.
But luckily you are not in my era. So nowadays, generally they are a bit more what do you call, sympathetic for young graduates. They know cost of living is very expensive. You got to maintain a very expensive phone. So they will start you off with at least 1,800 to about 2,500. That's the range. But that is only the starting. If you
Yes.
can prove to them the sky is the limit, the sky is the limit, really. Let's say in 6 months' time, you really can do very good film work, or very good advertising, or you can do very good animation work. You can see yourself going to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and as you mature over the years, in 3 years, if you work very hard, reaching at least 7 to 8,000 is, I think, quite easy. But you must work hard, and nothing is easy. Nothing easy. So as a starter, I would think 1.8 to 2.5 is reasonably good, because we are graduates with a paper,
Yeah.
and it doesn't prove anything, right?
Yes.
So therefore, you need to prove yourself to earn more. So don't ask for high salaries. Ask for more challenges, and then the salary will come.
Agree. So the next question is, what is the difference between game design and game development?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's perhaps some confusion. Now, a lot of students who have joined this program, they too ask this particular question. Now we get two streams of people. Now, game design is termed as Bachelor of Arts, honors game design. Game development is Bachelor of Science. It's called Bachelor of Science Game Development. One is arts, one is science. So let me explain to you. First one, arts. Now, those who are very strong in design, meaning they like to draw characters. They like to draw superhero characters or Japanese manga characters, or all the interesting cartoon characters. And then you like to do cartoon stories, superhero stories. You like to design. You like to design games. Then you join the what you call game design, because it's very much based on technical drawing and normal drawing. So you start with learning how to draw, and then you move on to using software to draw, use software to paint, use software to create the characters. So you will learn how to create 3D characters, 2D characters, and then how you move the characters. So when it comes to movement, that's when you need programming. So that's when you need programming. And if you are very good in mathematics, if you like coding, if you like IT, for example, you like Java language, you like information technology, you like computers, you like programming, you're good in mathematics, then you should take the game development, because that course will have a bit of mathematics, programming language, programming engines, and also a little bit of art as well, because you also need to know how the game art is done. But you will be more the person who will create the movement for the game. Without you, the game cannot move. So what we tell our students is, if you love art, if you love drawing, then go into game art.
Design.
If you love mathematics, if you love coding, if you like IT, then you go into the Bachelor of Science game development. But at the end of the day, the best thing is both the students will combine together to create the final project, because without one, the other cannot move, right? In Bahasa Malaysia, what we say is tak boleh jalan. Tanpa satu, itu tak boleh jalan. So we need to have both actually, right?
Okay. So do the lecturer have the industry experience related to the subject they teach?
Yes, just for all, just for the information, just for all of your information, each of the degree programs that I mentioned earlier, on the average, there are 30 subjects that you will be studying in each of the program. 30 subjects over 3 years, that will be an average 10 subjects per year, right? Yeah, it's quite intensive. Yeah, it is intensive because the industry outside there is even more intensive than this. So we want to put you on that stress level so that you can cope with what is going to happen in the industry there, right? Now, basically, the lecturers who teach the subjects, most of them are from the industry. Right? Most of them are from the industry, except perhaps those who teach the theory part of it. Those hardcore theory papers, they are academicians. But all the hands-on, like say videography, podcasting, video production, advertising writing, advertising media planning, and for example, for the field of journalism, you've got online journalism, reporting, for corporate communication, we have things like financial communication. All of these lecturers who teach you the hands-on are all people with industry experience. And over and above that, as I told you, we have every degree program one industry advisor who will come and share. And we also will bring you to the industry. I must be very frank here that, you know, we are in the teaching field. So some of the things that are happening in the industry outside there is moving very fast. So to cope with that, what we do is we take you out to meet with the industry people. Sometimes they come over and give talks. Sometimes we take you for a visit and get you in touch with the industry people. So in that sense, I think you will be coached by people who have the experience. So I can confidently say that we have lecturers with industry experience teaching you those hands-on courses.
I see. So how many subjects must be one complete to get a degree?
Okay, as I mentioned, in one year you complete about 10. This is on an average because you're looking at 9 degree programs, right? So you need to complete 10 subjects, and you need to obtain a total of 120 credits. So you must clear about 30 subjects. Each subject may have 4 or 3 credits, depending. So if you complete all the subjects given in the program, which is around about 30 to 32 subjects, you must pass all of it. Then you will be eligible to graduate, and that will give you a total of about 120 to 125 credits. Okay.
So what makes the program offer in FCI unique?
Yeah, I think that is a very important question. You see, we at Utah as FCI faculty, the biggest uniqueness about us is that we want to provide affordable education. Not only affordable education, but also quality education. So we don't want our students to suffer paying very high for their tuition fee. We understand the cost of living is very high. And at FCI and overall at Utah, we have always maintained our course fees at very affordable level, right? And that doesn't mean that we compromise on quality. As I have shown you just now, you have all the equipments that you can actually borrow. So you don't really have to spend money buying a camera, for example. You don't have to go and buy the recording equipments, because we have 4 audio recording studios. We have like at least about 4 Mac labs for you to work on day and night. You can come after 5 p.m. just book, and you can work through the night till the wee hours of the morning. It's open for you to use those facilities. So we have got solid computer facilities. We have got solid audio facilities, recording facilities, right? We have drawing rooms, rooms for you to spend time to do your work. So there is no compromise on the facility that you need, even though you may be paying not a high fee for it. So that's definitely one unique quality that perhaps you can't get anywhere else. And number two, you have lecturers who are from the industry, which also means that we are very friendly, because in the industry, we have learned very hard. We need to work with everybody. You may hate the person, but that is not important. The important thing is to work together and get a job done, so that at the end of the day, everybody gets a salary. So you will be meeting a bunch of lecturers who may be very tough on you, because we are from the industry, so we will be very tough on you, but we are very friendly, because same time we want you to cope with it so that you will become successful. So the unique quality of FCI would be we have experienced lecturers, friendly lecturers, available anytime. Anytime you want to have online or offline consultation, we are there for you, right? That is the second most important unique quality. The next important quality that we have is that we are the programs that we offer, right? The programs that we offer have been offered for at least in maybe about 8 to 9 to 10 years. So which means that this faculty is very experienced in offering all those 9 programs that I just mentioned. And that's important, right? You're not getting into an inexperienced or a novice or a junior faculty. So you're getting into a very senior faculty, which means you will be in good hands throughout your 3 years of your study. Now, these are the important qualities that I can talk about as far as FCI is concerned. And I strongly feel that those are the 3 most important qualities that any student would want to ensure it is there for him or her.
Yeah, sure. So thank you for Mr. Tenevan for sharing today. Before we end, please the participant kindly fill out the evaluation form at the chat box there. And also we have the coming, actually during this period, August 8 until August 30, we have a cyber open day online. It's 9 to 5 p.m. every day. And you can search more information. If you have willing to engage with my colleague, our staff, you also can visit this cyber open day. Student can live chat with our staff from 9 to 5 daily until 30 of August next week lah. So before the end, we also have the Cyber Open Day webinar schedule daily 2 to 3 p.m. Like today is a faculty preview for FCI, Faculty of Creative Industry. Tomorrow is the faculty preview of Faculty of Art and Social Science. It's more on like psychology, guidance and counseling, that kind of program. So if anyone you interested in this program, you can stay tuned tomorrow, stay same time, 2 to 3 p.m. and register on our webinar or view our Facebook Live Utah for you. If you have any inquiry, you also can visit our website study.utah.edu.ny or studyutah.edu.ny/cn or Facebook Utah for you, or you can reach out us Utah net or hotline. You can contact us or email inquiry@utah.edu.ny. So I think today is our sharing. Thank you for visiting us and have a nice day.
Thank you.